get after it because we're going to have a lot of business doing it after every win.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we got 4 episodes in 4 days.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go get I might just take a beer break if we go on during the deal, and you could fill in.
I'm just gonna pull up the box score right here.
No, Devo got 10 rebounds.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hey, while I fix my hair, that's Noah. He is senior Hawgball analyst.
And that's Walt Kelly, senior Hawgball aficionado here at Hawgball Enterprises.
And this is Hawgball. Whoopee!
Right on.
Here's to the Hogs. It's good to be winning again, isn't it?
Absolutely. That beer tastes good after a victory. It tastes a lot better.
Woo!
Even though we might drink more of them after a loss, you know, it tastes better after a victory.
That's one thing about 4 games in 4 days, because it's tournament time. Means we're going to drink a lot of beer, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it was payday today. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on drowning our sorrows. I was planning on celebrating.
For sure.
And no time to celebrate, though. It's time to get ready for Texas A&M.
For sure. And, yeah, I loved this game, you know, because it felt like that the guys on the court really, we know who we are. We finally do. You know, we were really figuring it out in that Kentucky game, and then Nick came back, and we had to kind of figure it out all again. You know, we all thought it was going to be fine, and it wasn't. But, you know, we know that we're a slashing team, and we're going to get a lot of free throws attempted, and we're going to drive it at you until you break. And we're not going to take a lot of outside shots. You know, we're going to have about 35 pump fakes on three-pointers that are useless because they know we're not going to shoot it. But hey, it's who we are, and we know that. And we know that we're going to have a lot of turnovers, and we know that we might give up a 15-point lead in the second half. And we could probably lose to anybody, but these guys are playing with confidence, and we know that we can beat anybody.
Well, Noah, that was a lot there, and that was so well put. I'll tell you what, that is us, and a lot of people, and I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind that it looked like we were falling apart there. We were throwing some things away. Yeah. We were turning it over late. Yeah. We were getting some bad foul calls. But you know what that team did? Like Noah said, he said, we know who we are, and we know we can take a gut check.
Yeah.
We can take that gut check. We were down 1 with less than 2 minutes left. We lost it was the first lead Auburn had the whole game.
We were down by 1 with 30 seconds left, and then...
Jeez!
Yeah.
That's the first time Auburn was up in the whole game. And what did we do?
And it feels like, other than that San Diego State game, maybe, that was the first time we've been down late in the game, and we've come out and won it. So
I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and I know it's what you and I have been thinking. This is that team, and it's a team that people who know basketball, people who know this team and know the Hogs, know that this team just needs to get some wins behind their back, and then it's one of those watch out. Well, we're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, you give us another one tomorrow night or tonight whenever you're watching this, watch out, y'all. We're in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. It's fun.
Quarterfinals.
If we win tomorrow night in the quarterfinals, we're in the semifinals. Yeah. Just like that.
I was zoned out for a second looking at my notes. But I will say, I think this short turnaround type of deal, I know Texas A&M is going to be well rested, unlike us, and AB took a little bang on the knee when he slipped, but he said he was okay in the press conference, and I believe that he will have no trouble playing 40 minutes if we need him to tomorrow night. But I think this just might help us. It'll kind of help simplify things for our guys, and Must throws so much information at you, and maybe sometimes it's been too much. You saw in that Kentucky game, we were really... we would get confused on defense. We would try to pass off a screen, and the communication wouldn't be there, and then they would lead to wide open shit. And and there's not time for that. I mean, Muss said he's playing film right now in the locker room, but just that quick turnaround of just like, hey, we're hot. We played less than 24 hours ago, and we know what it's like to be in the flow of the game. And A&M is coming off their biggest win of the season. They knocked off Alabama, and it looks good to me right now. But we know who this team is, and they could come out and lay an egg tomorrow. But it certainly feels like they're going to at least put up a pretty good fight against Texas A&M, which we probably should have beaten both times this year.
I'll tell you what. Wasn't it good to see Coach Muss in that tournament look in his eyes in the press conference?
Yeah.
He was shuffling players in and out the whole game. This is what he coaches for.
And I loved seeing him. The first thing he said outside in the press conference was, what I told the guys is that this is going to be a big game, a lot of emotions, whatever. The one thing that the emotions can't get to is your defensive intensity and your defensive rebounding. And that's what we saw tonight.
Auburn's a great rebounding team.
Great rebounding team, and we on the offensive end we had 13 offensive rebounds to their 6, I believe. Yes. And, we're bigger than them on average, but Broome is a huge rebounder. They've got Flanagan, they've got Jalen Williams that were good offensive rebounders, and we held them in check, and that's been a huge reason why we haven't won these games down the stretch.
Hey, I don't know how much time we got here, but you're talking about rebounding, and I just got to say something about Devo buckets. 10 rebounds. Guarding their perimeter player, but getting 10 rebounds. Here's the Devo.
Man, I think it's beneficial for a while now, but Devo is my favorite Hog I've ever watched.
Oh gosh, I love me some Devo. He reminds me of a. How many times have I said they remind me of a Brandon Dean? I love Brandon Dean, but speaking of Brandon Dean, the last time the Hogs won the SEC tournament might be the only time we won the SEC tournament.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, and the Hogs have never been an SEC tournament winning team. Like I said, I think we've only won it once. The year we won the national championship, we didn't win it. We didn't win it the year we were runner-up to national champions. And the only year we won it was the year we had to. And this year, this team needs to just keep winning.
Well, and I would like to. I mean, I'm not one of those big "I told you so" type of guys,
Let's hear it.
But I said that this team is going to take us as far as Anthony Black takes us, and he led the line in scoring, 19, 6, and 6. What more could you ask out of your point guard?
I was just going to say that he mentioned in that post-game presser with Coach Muss, mentioned missing a late layup, but he was giving Nick props. That's a leader there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I love the way he played tonight, and he had, that wry smile a little bit on the game. He didn't look like he was letting anything bother him, and I think we let some things bother us in that Kentucky game.
We sure did.
And we stayed focused on the mission, and really, if we had played well, we probably would have won that game by about 20 points. I don't even think we played that well. We had 19 turnovers, and
basically double the turnovers they had.
A few fast breaks that led to somehow Auburn fast breaks that we could have had easy points, and we gave them easy points, some 4-point swings, probably about at least 3 of them in that game, and we still came out victorious. Love to see it. And how about that shot by Nick Smith?
It was clutch. It was we knew he was going to take it. We knew if he didn't, we were going to go, why doesn't Nick have the ball? And I'll tell you, when he shot it, I didn't know how to feel. I knew it was what we wanted, but I was like, that's a tough shot.
Yeah. and I would say in March, a lot of these possessions come down to, late shot clock situations, and who has more experience in the late shot clock this year than the Arkansas Razorbacks? Because we do not get shots up very early in the shot clock. And it happened again tonight on frequent occasions. Got bailed out by some fouls late in the shot clock, but it was really a team effort. I don't think anybody had necessarily a bad game. You know, I was dogging on Mackay kind of early in the game, but he
came through.
He brought it in the second half, and he was a big time difference maker for us.
Hit those 2 free throws that started the game out too.
Yeah, set the tone for the guys, because free throws are contagious. As much as you'd like to say that they're not, I believe that that free throw misses can become contagious, and free throw makes can become contagious for a group of guys.
You know, it's somehow.
And we didn't even shoot the free throws that well tonight. It was, what, 72%?
We were all right.
74.
Compared to the way it's been.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
74.
You mentioned all those close games, and we should be good at it. All those close games that did not go our way this year. It's kind of like dating, you know. You have a bunch of dates, and you're having a good date, and then say the wrong thing, and it's a bad date.
Or sometimes you just feel good about it, and she doesn't text you back.
She doesn't text you back. It's been happening to us all year. Tonight she texted back, and we got a second date tomorrow.
Yeah.
And let's see how it goes. Let's not ruin it.
That? Yeah. I'd just like to also say, Kamani Johnson. You know,
brought in some intensity.
I knew deep down that. After, you know, he didn't get playing.
Move there by Darnell Robinson there. Sorry.
But he kind of got out of the lineup completely for a little while, and then it looked like he had some sort of toe thing. He was wearing a boot for a couple of the games, and they kept it under the radar. But he started tonight, and he got those 2 quick fouls. But when he was in the game, he was irritating Janai Broom, and that led him to a game. He had 13 and 7 and only 1 block, and that's a big rim protector for a guy that was supposed to maybe outman a lot of our bigs. We'll take a 13 and 7 from him.
Hey Noah, is that I mean, I could be way off here, but is that the first time that Deezer Mitchell had started? Because Kamani was our big guy on the starting lineup tonight.
I believe so. I believe that's correct.
We'll have to check us on that. Tell us in the comments if we're wrong.
Ice Cube, we're talking to you. We know you're in the comments. We know you're a big Hawgball fan. But yeah, I mean, he just brought that physicality, and like they said, like a lot of the guys said, just the energy, and he just kind of sets the tone in terms of toughness. You know, Tennessee really outmanned us physically, and Kentucky at times as well, and I think that's why you saw Kamani in the starting lineup. And you know, if he starts and gets 8 minutes, 4 points and 3 rebounds, I love that from Kamani Johnson.
I'll tell you, that's one of the things I remember about Texas
A&M. I
think
he's okay with that too. I mean, I'm sure he'd like to play more and contribute a little bit more, but he had a key roll to the basket where Anthony Black found him on a great pocket pass.
He can receive those passes a lot better than the Mitchell twins.
Sometimes,
it was good to see him in transition.
Hey, I saw a couple of really nice catches from both Mackay and McKelvin.
Yes.
But talking about Jalen Graham, who only got, I believe, 2 minutes tonight.
Had a transition dunk.
Yeah, he did. A nice catch on a run in the floor. But I think he might have a little bit of a bigger role to play in this A&M game. Just seeing as when you got Broom out there, the monster big man, one of the best bigs in the SEC, Coach Muss, and you can't blame him. Graham's only 6'9", and he's not super stocky. He chose to not really go to him because we needed that larger presence in the middle. But A&M doesn't have as big of a guy down there, so I think we could see a little more Jalen Graham and the offensive spark that he provides. And I thought he's gotten better defensively, and you know that foul where the guy hit his chin. I mean, he didn't. They said it was a hard foul, but it was almost a clean play by him. I mean, he fouled the guy, but that was just an unlucky.
He was getting him off it.
It was an unlucky little fall for that man from West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
I forget his name, but
It was a turn of
if he
events
played for the
in
Hogs,
game.
if he played for the Hogs, I'd probably know his name.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you one thing that does worry me. One of the things that I can't get out of my mind about A&M is the way they offensive rebounded against us. And I'm sure Muss is talking to them about that right now. We got to have a lot of toughness.
Yeah.
And speaking of toughness, it was good to see Jordan Walsh have the game he did. Hurt himself, and then just stayed after it and still contributed. Nick Smith didn't blow the scoring charts draw the stats off the charts today, but he was huge.
I have our stat of the night, and this really tells you how the game went, in that we were either making shots, getting offensive rebounds, or turning the ball over. Auburn had a total of 13 defensive rebounds the entire game.
Wow. That's owning the glass.
And I think,
good job.
But that just really tells you how much better we could have played, in that we gave a lot of possessions away on our turnovers. And I think with the short turnaround, we're really going to be more into the flow of everything. I think that the turnover number could go down, hopefully. But these guys are young, and they're going to make a couple of stupid mistakes. Just like any team really would, but hopefully we can keep those to a minimum.
Last year, Texas A&M blew us out of the water in the SEC tournament. I did not see that happening tomorrow. I like the Hogs. You'll hear me say that a lot, but I can guarantee that it'll probably be another nail biter tomorrow. I think these two teams are going to go at it hard tomorrow. I think we're the better team.
You see that so often in these conference tournaments because we know each other so well. We played them twice.
Let's get down to it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Another early game tomorrow, y'all. 6 o'clock Central Time. Start the night game, so we won't have to wait for somebody to lose.
We love that. We love that.
Ooh, I'm always ready to get some Hawgball going.
Well, and it's a big opportunity for us in this tournament now that we beat Auburn, because you start to, if we could rattle off a couple of these wins, our resume almost starts to look a little bit different, because now you go from, we've split with A&M and we've split with Kentucky, but now instead of losing our only game to Auburn, we've split with Auburn. Say we beat A&M, now we've won the season series against them, and they're probably getting a 5 to 7 seed. Say we beat Kentucky, assuming they beat, I believe Vandy's winning that game. But we beat them. Now we've got a season series win over both of those teams, who are two of the top 3 seeds in the SEC. So it's and you already said the computers like us so much, so this could really help our seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big proponent of, it doesn't matter what seed you get.
We're going to have to beat everybody.
Tournament, you're going to have to beat everybody. So it doesn't really matter, but obviously you'd love, especially with the teams this year, the 1 seeds, the UCLA, Kansas, Houston, Alabamas, you would love to maybe see them in a Sweet 16 or an Elite 8 rather than in the round of 32.
Well, guys, we don't have enough subscribers yet to go straight to YouTube with this yet, so we're gonna have to upload this sucker and get it out. That reminds me to give a shout out to a long time viewer, first time shout out, Richard Williams, who posted on the Hawgball Facebook page tonight.
Really?
He posted sweet, SOOIET. Richard, I love it.
I see what you did there, Ricky, and I am very, very intrigued by it.
And he followed that up with is Hawgball going to be taping tonight or not? So, Richard, hope you're watching. We're going to need your enthusiasm again tomorrow. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel and watching us and caring. And we love that you love the Hogs. And we hope we're back tomorrow night talking about another Razorback victory.
Yeah. And remember, it's not about us. It's about those boys. one other thing before we leave. I want to talk about the uniforms because I'm a big uniform guy.
What you got?
It was our 100th season this year, and so we went a lot. We went crazy. We put just about every single Razorback logo we could on a uniform this year, except for the front-facing hog, which is my personal favorite. But that's neither here nor there. I'd love to see some black uniforms with the front-facing hog. I think that would be amazing. Neither here nor there. I thought it was here, but then I looked over there, and it wasn't there either. But
we got a mailbag question for the uniforms that we'll have tomorrow. Yeah.
Anyway, I loved that we went back to just the classics. We said, no bullshit. This is us. We're going with the red, with the classic hog logo. This guy right here. And I believe those were the same uniforms that we wore. No, maybe it was the white ones. But I think they were the same ones we wore in the Gonzaga game last year.
I think they meant business. And I saw one of these in the crowd.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing is we meant business. I think we might go with maybe the throwback 1994 uniforms tomorrow. I don't know, but I think we're going to mean business in terms we're not going to pull any funky shit with the uniforms anymore, even though I have loved I think it's up to 174 uniforms we've worn this year.
That would be your stat.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all. To quote Dwight Stewart from the 95 Hogs, let's go out there and show these boys how to play some ball.
And to quote Kendrick Lamar, I love when you count me out.
Woo! Go Hogs. Woo! Go Hogs. Hawgball.